The sacred art tour of Tibetan monks travels extensively, sharing the healing and purifying energies of mandalas, along with the blessings of these sacred arts. The idea for this particular mandala came from the enlightened intent of His Holiness, the 14th Dalai Lama. Prayers of purification and offering begin the process, setting the motivation to use one's body, speech, and mind with the intention to benefit others. Mandala can be defined as a circular representation of world in harmony.
And so in the very center, you see there's like a blue, there's a round part of it that is blue, and that represents the world, or the earth. And then on this is it's depicted a white bird. And so what the bird represents is peace and happiness. And so the reason that this particular bird is chosen to represent this is that that type of bird is actually a bird that doesn't create any harm or doesn't harm any living being. It doesn't eat worms or bugs. It's vegetarian. It doesn't create any harm. And so this is why this bird was chosen to represent, peace. Because in Buddhism, one takes one's own experience or uses oneself as an example or like a point of reference. So just as we don't want harm to come to us, then we practice not harming others.
Surrounding the dove is a 12-petaled lotus. On each petal is a symbol of one of the world's 12 major spiritual traditions: Judaism, Christianity, Hinduism, Zoroastrianism, Baha'ism, Islam, Sikhism, Jainism, Shintoism, Native American, Buddhism, and Taoism.
And the reason for respecting one another is that by recognizing the value, the value in the inherent teachings of each and every spiritual practice, then there is benefit that comes to many people, through the practicing of these different spiritual traditions. And so therefore we can rejoice in one another and respect one another for that reason, through feeling kind of uplifted and happy about the fact that these religions are a source of benefit. And so what this represents is the diversity in our world. There are so many different people who come from different backgrounds, have different hair color, different color eyes, different color skin, different, completely different. There's so many differences among human beings, yet we are really all the same. How are we the same? Everybody without exception wants to be happy, and everybody without exception doesn't want to suffer. So this, everyone holding hands represents, that recognition of sameness and altruistic intent.
The 4 seasons and the 4 elements, as understood in Tibetan medicine, comprise the next outer ring. When there is harmony among these external and internal influences, hearts and minds, the earth and the environment, are able to come into balance. The seasons of summer, spring, winter, and fall. As well as the elements of earth, air, water, and fire. A rosary of flowers, symbolizing strength and protection, embraces these inner rings. Surrounding the flower rosary are the 8 symbols of auspicious good fortune, radiating their blessings into the hearts and minds of all beings, near and far, seen and unseen. The exquisite lotus represents purity of body, speech, and mind. The endless knot symbolizes the connectedness of all things in a web of causes and conditions. The 2 golden fish have jumped out of the ocean of delusion and swim freely. The treasure vase signifies inexhaustible wealth and spiritual treasures. The victory banner hails the message of victory over all negativities. The Dharma wheel represents the teachings of love and compassion toward all beings. The right spiraling conch, used as a horn, heralds the sound of the teachings that awaken us to the supreme practice of attending to others' welfare. The precious parasol indicates protection from the heat of spiritually harmful forces. The final layer of the mandala is made of curving lines, which indicate light rays. These radiate all the blessings, good fortune, and beneficial messages into all 10 directions without limitation. On the outer level of understanding, mandalas represent the world in its divine form. On the inner level, they represent a map by which the ordinary human mind is transformed into the enlightened mind. And on the secret level, they predict the primordially perfect balance of the subtle energies of the body and the clear light dimension of the mind. They are, in essence, aspiration prayers. We are given the remarkable opportunity to be transported into a realm of sacred meditative practices that were once solely practiced within the monasteries high in the Himalayas. As we witness the dismantling, we receive a visual teaching, and for many, a visceral experience. Watching the sacred sand swept into a heap illustrates a letting go, a release of the tendency to grasp onto things, to emotions, to moments. The wisdom of honoring the truth of change and impermanence informs this entire ceremony. Embracing this truth deep within our being allows us to experience a sense of inner peace. All Tibetan Buddhist practices culminate with prayers of dedication, dedicating the generated energies for the benefit of all beings. These energies can be likened to drops of water. On their own, they have a limited lifespan. When poured into the ocean of merits, gathered throughout time and space, they join that great ocean, which remains abundantly strong. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may they never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. The radiant sand, pulsating with the energy of prayers and wishes, is then offered as a blessing for the environment and the earth, with the understanding that some of the largest and most gentle creatures of our planet know these waters as their home. Life inside Tibet is another story. It's illegal to carry or own a Tibetan flag. It's illegal to carry or own an image of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. The Tibetan culture is being systematically and aggressively eradicated, often with the use of extreme violence. For more information or to lend your support, go to savetibet.org.